Welcome to Washed Up, where your two favorite college football players talk about the sports you love the most, aka your mother's favorite sports show for lots of good reasons. JD, I know it's past Christmas, and that's a little sad, but still the bowl season, and this is really where those college football games every day brings you through kind of that little lull area between Christmas and New Year's, JD. And so we got two bowls today, but before that, JD, I just want to thank you for being there for me during this season, for this bowl season, being my partner in this crime that we make on YouTube every single couple days, man, baby. So why don't you give me a cheers here, JD, real quick here. Give me a cheers right now. There we go. All right, let's take a sip of this.
Oh, yeah, peach mango. Peach mango bang, Jack. I got caffeine.
Yeah, eggnog, baby.
In my body. Oh, my gosh.
All right, JD, why don't you tell us about this first game we have up here?
I'm seeing crazy things right now, Jake. Holy cow. First game we got on the docket, the Military Bowl. Jake, the North Carolina Tar Heels and the Temple Owls should be a really, really good one. Early morning, if you're a late riser, going to be about a noon Eastern kick. I know it's 9 a.m. where you are, Jake, so you're going to have to roll out of bed and get downstairs to watch this one. I want to hear what you're thinking, Jake. Don't hold out on me here. Give me all the goods right now.
JD, well, the good thing is I got a TV in my room, bro, so I stay under the covers while watching this game.
Soft flex. Very soft flex. I like that.
Hey, so, I talk about numbers and stats all the time on this show, and I love looking at them. I think they're great indicators for who's going to win the game. But when you talk about these bowl games, JD, I've learned over the couple of years of following these bowls closely that what really matters is these coaches. Of course, everyone's coaching their hardest during the regular season. When you get to these bowl games, though, some coaches take a little slack off. And that couldn't be more true in this game, JD. Mac Brown, we all know his record, and that speaks for itself. He's 13-8 in bowl games. He's won the big ones. On the other side, though, coaching for these Temple Owls is Rod Carey. And, JD, he is 0-6 in these bowl games. And that's not just a 0-2 bad matchups. Hey, you lost by a field goal. That's 0-6. That's a trend, JD, and a trend that I don't like. Look, I'm not going to criticize the guy for going into Annapolis this time or wherever the last 6 bowl games were and enjoying his time with his coaching and his teammates and spending Christmas in the hotel. And you know what, JD? He's going to be drinking some eggnog during that time and just enjoying himself as a whole bowl experience. He's not going to be worried about winning this game. And so, I'm not going to be worried about Temple winning this game either. I'm going to drink this eggnog, and you tell me why those North Carolina Tar Heels are going to take over those Temple Owls.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 6 times. That is pretty much a trend. That's who you are. You're losing 6 bowl games in a row. But listen, let's talk about North Carolina for a second. They got a true freshman quarterback, Sam Howell, fresh out of diapers, Jake, and he threw for over 3,000 yards. The ACC Rookie of the Year, deservedly so. The guy threw for 35 touchdowns, something like 7 interceptions. So he was balling, Jake. The kid's been an absolute monster. Had quite a bit of help, though. Had 2 rushers flirting with 1,000 yards, and then 2 receivers in Daz Newsome and Diami Brown, who are both sitting at 947 yards receiving. Diami with 11 touchdowns. So the guy has had some help and been efficient getting it to the guys that need to get the football. Really think that this North Carolina offense is going to be something that Temple has not seen in their conference. This is Power 5 football, Jake. Tar Heels could be in for quite a bit of a little shootout here. Going to be throwing the ball around, I would hope, letting Sam Howell wheel it and deal all over the yard. Then again, Temple's been efficient. They shut down a good Syracuse team early in the year. Well, not really that good, but they shut them down earlier in the year nonetheless. So it's good. It's going to be interesting, Jake. I think that there's a pretty good disparity here between the talent, but nonetheless, you still got to roll the ball out and play the game. What do you think?
You tell me about that North Carolina offense with Sam Howell, baby. I think Sam Howell's going to take down those Owls. I think Mac Brown is obviously the better coach in this game, and with all those offensive weapons, JD, I really like North Carolina here enough to make it a Jake take. That's right, a Jake take here in Annapolis, Maryland, JD. North Carolina minus 5.5. Give me them Tar Heels.
Merry Christmas to everybody watching the show. A Jake take post-Christmas, a little late stocking stuffer. Listen, I don't want to be that guy. I know I was just talking up North Carolina and how good Sam Howell is, and they have this weapon, they have that weapon. Listen, Temple is a blue-collar team, and Jake, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I don't want to rain on your parade. So I'm not gonna. Give me a PicKell pick.
Oh!
Cover the 5.5. Listen, this team
Woo!
is primed. They're going to be throwing it all over the yard. Sam Howell is an absolute beast. He's going to put an exclamation mark on what has been a spectacular true freshman season.
I love it.
I'm taking the Tar Heels. Let's keep this thing rolling, Jake.
I love it. Let North Carolina pay for your Christmas presents this year. Ain't that right, JD?
Jake, put the second mortgage, put the kids' college tuition, put everything you have on North Carolina. If you're not absolutely tripling your investment, then I don't know what you're doing. This is absolutely...
Why are you watching us?
Why are you watching us? I love it. I couldn't agree more.
Probably your mother's making you knowing on this show. And yeah, let's move on to the next bowl game here, Jay. We have the New Era Pinstripe Bowl. We got the Michigan State Spartans versus the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, JD. Look, this might be another obvious choice here. Wake Forest, JD, really, really good offense. Really well-coached team as well.
Yep, very well-coached team. Dave Clawson got this thing headed in the right direction. They got a quarterback in Jamie Newman, who I like to compare to a poor man's Cam Newton. Big body, good athlete, can run away when he needs to. He really commands this offense. He's been, I think you and I talked about it a little before the show. They're one of the top teams in terms of tempo in the country.
JD,
they run a lot of plays.
JD, 84 plays a game. That's good for number 1 in the country.
Good night. It's funny that we talk about their tempo with the amount of plays they run, but in terms of during the play, they run an RPO system, Jake. It is the slowest we'll ever see on both sides of the Mississippi. Jamie Newman will ride that running back 2 yards into the line of scrimmage, then pull out and throw it to one of his toys on the outside, Jake. It is absolutely maddening, I'm sure, for defensive coordinators. And get this, they've got 2 weapons on the outside, making Jamie Newman's life a lot easier. Scotty Washington standing at 6'5", Jake, and oh, by the way, Sage Surratt on the other side, 6'3" and a measly 215, over 1,000 yards receiving for Surratt. Listen, when you get in the red zone, I don't know how you match up with both of these skyscrapers of receivers. I think Jamie Newman is going to have a good time throwing the ball around the yard to both of these guys. Could be an interesting matchup to see how Michigan State, with their defense, tries to match up against both of these enormous receivers.
Yes, I agree, JD. And that Michigan State offense has a little been underwhelming this year. Under 3 yards of carry in their last 3 games as well. So they haven't been running the ball well, and that doesn't really show up well for their quarterback, which, JD, you pointed out. You saw a couple years ago in the Holiday Bowl, and we're impressed at the time, but this year has been a little letdown.
Yeah, Ryan Lewerke, when I saw him up close, I think it was maybe his sophomore season against Washington State in the Holiday Bowl. Of course, I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed my first game as a member of the media. I'm in the media press box. I'm thinking I'm the man. Watching Brian Lewerke throw it around the yard, he was running, he was passing. But Jake, ever since then, really been pretty underwhelming. Not to say he hasn't had good games since then, but this Michigan State offense this year has been the epitome of anemic. They have been really, really average, to be honest with you. I don't know that they get it together in this bowl game, and I think the Wake Forest Demon Deacons are able to get a big win for their program and really just dominate the Michigan State team. I don't think Michigan State has a prayer in this one, Jake.
Yeah, I agree. I'll take Clawson and those Demon Deacons. This one at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, JD, at 12:20 Pacific, 3:20 Eastern on ESPN, of course, all bowl season long. And with that, JD, we both got these Wake Forest Demon Deacons plus 3.5. I think is what we're going to take them at. Michigan State minus 3.5 is the line, so we'll take them at plus 3.5, a little over a field goal.
Yeah.
We feel pretty confident about this one as well. No Jake Taker PicKell picks on this one, although we might flirt with that a little bit. We already got the Tar Heels on that today. We don't want to give you too much money, or else you'll have these high expectations that we might not meet further down the road. So anyways, with that, we thank you for watching Washed Up today. Again, give us a like and subscribe if you really enjoy watching this. If we make you some money, come back and like and subscribe to us. And JD, we got a lot more bowls coming your way, so stay tuned on Washed Up.